GM.
GM.
Dude, I am hyped for you, Rooster.
Oh man, yeah, you don't even know, bro.
Were you able to sleep last night?
Yeah, a little bit. No, it's even crazier, bro. There's a whole lore story behind this. I'll wait for more of our wonky
Yeah.
brother.
We'll wait for more people to hop on. I'm sorry to jump the gun.
No sweat, but no, some Chad just ripped 60 today and minted two of the one-on-ones. They were one NFT apart, two of the one-on-ones.
Whew.
Yeah, apparently. So, unfortunately, I don't think it was recorded, but Leap was hosting a space last night, and Bags hopped up, and Frank was there, and Machi was there too. It was very entertaining. And I guess Bags made enough of an impression on this Solana OG. He never even had a panda before. And loaded up a 30 clip, didn't do anything. And then later at night, he loaded up 30 more. And out of the last 5, 2 of them were one-on-ones. And he was completely unfazed by it too. Like when he pulled the first one, he was like, "Oh, cool. I just minted 60, so that's cool." And then it took like an hour for the second one-on-one to reveal. And we were live on Spaces when it happened. This dude was completely unfazed by it.
I mean, so he was just like, "Oh, it is what it is." He's like, "Oh, nice."
Yeah, I guess must be in it for the art. No, but actually, before I forget about it too, the artist has been doing updates on the one-of-ones and um, the honoraries, and yours is gonna look sick. So he's like, working with the people, so you can like tell him kind of how you want to update it if you want to. But yeah, you can get your one-of-one or your honorary panda with new art, like updated art.
Dude, awesome. Well, so here's the deal, and this may sound like the only reason why I've never rushed to want the one-on-one art updated was because I kind of thought there was something kind of cool to the fact that it was, never touched, right? That it was the original art, it was original everything, and a lot of the other art has been updated, has been changed. So, like, that was why I was never in a rush to, get a hold of Bags and say, "Hey, you should offer whatever for these one-of-ones." It's just because I think there's something cool to the, never touched side of it.
No, for sure. But that was also the artist before Bags took over, I believe. And so, I mean, it's kind of like it's not technically, it's almost outcasted from the project. I just pinned up he did Trader SZ's update yesterday, posted it this morning. This is why I think you should update it, is because the updates are fucking sick as hell. Like Gainsy's went from one of the ugliest to one of the coolest.
Gainsy's was so ugly, man. Like, I won't lie, I felt bad for Gainsy. It looked, like, I'm not trying to sound anti-Semitic here. It sounds like, somebody just tried to draw, like a cartoon Jewish like stereotype and stick it on Gainsy's thing, and it was just it's a little bit overkill, man.
Yeah, Gainsy's was fucking absolutely brutal, but it looks much better now.
I love to hear that. Love to hear that. So, okay, well, I'll reach out to him. Hey, maybe there's some touches that I'll be able to add on to it that I'll like. I like to hear it. By the way, so guys, welcome to the 78th consecutive episode of Wonky Weekly Alpha. If you were tuning in for the first time, do these every single Friday. It's been 78 weeks straight since we've been hosting them. We just show up, we vibe, hang out, talk about what's happening in the market, and, just catch up on what's happening across the community. So feel free to hit that request button, come up and join us on stage. Again, it's something that, not very intimidating, not very, you're not going to sit up here, get quizzed about anything. We just talk about life. So more of y'all that come up here and join, the better. But again, welcome guys. I've got I pinned a oh shoot, I thought I pinned it. I'm gonna pin a cool thread that one of the community members ended up putting out yesterday. Mountain Guy just put up this sick thread that talks a little bit more about the Stonks. And if you have not shown it any love yet or checked it out, definitely check out that the tweet pinned at the top. Yo, Dustin, Mr. Studmuffin.eth, what's going on?
What's up, Kaleo? Hey, I just had 5 minutes at lunch real quick. I wanted to say hi. You guys are awesome. I love there's a secret chat for the Wonky Citadel for special holders, and I've made friends with a lot of you, and it's been a lot of fun getting to know all of you. So I just wanted to say hey, and man, I think this is the longest consecutive streak of spaces on this app, right? I can't think of anyone else who's been going 78 weeks straight. So I'm pretty sure this is the OG chat and spaces for going consecutively. And correct me if I'm wrong there.
I'm sure there's some that may be right close to it, but maybe a little bit more. But it's in a special group. I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, just wanted to say hi real quick. I'm going to jump off and I'll be listening on closed caption. Y'all be good. Have a great weekend.
All right, man. Have a good one too. Appreciate it. So, yeah, but I mean, Rooster, dude, like, I love seeing that for you, man, because I know how much you love the Pandas. I felt like if anybody deserved that poll, it was you coming out of it. So,
You want to hear the story behind
so
it
what's the
now?
game plan with it? Are you gonna hold on to it? Are you gonna sell it? Like, what's the next step now that you've got it?
You know what's funny? I've already sold it.
Well, actually, shoot, yeah, you said that you were going to go ahead and talk about the lore of it. Dude, have I even tweeted out anything about the space yet? I actually haven't. So I'll tweet out something about the space. Then I want to hear the story on the lore of the mint. Um, so 1 second. Okay, yeah, go ahead and drop the story, man. I want to hear it.
Um, so okay, here's how it all started, right? I minted one, and then I was on Tensor, and I was like, oh shit, I had almost 100 points last season. I think they did their, little airdrop thing or whatever. Let me check out and see if I got anything. Either I didn't get enough points, or I missed the claim period. I don't know. I got wrecked. I got absolutely nothing. Like not a box, not a shard, or whatever. And I was like, well, this is kind of fucked up. And so, I'm into the Panda, and I was holding, some soul for maybe if I could snipe some paper hands. And I was like, you know what? Let me farm some points. So I put up a bid at like 53 soul, and then I listed the one I minted like 10 soul above the floor. I think there's two Pandas below me, like closer to mint price, and I listed mine at 93 soul. The moment I listed it, I mean, like within the same second, the money was in my wallet. I thought I fucked something up. I was like, what's going on? Did I loan it out and like get a bit or, get money from a loan? I was like, how did this money end up in my wallet so quickly? Because I didn't even list it at floor. So it's not like, someone just bought off the floor and got it. No, apparently someone bought the one I listed. Just I don't know if it was a bot or in the same second, but it was crazy. And then about 2 hours later, my bid hits at 53 soul. Someone dumps three into me, right? And I was like, oh, sick. Or yeah, after mine sold, then I minted another because you get listing points too. So I was trying to farm bid points. I was trying to farm listing points. Reveal happens. Mine are taking forever, of course, right? A bunch of people are revealing and whatnot. So I was like, okay, well, while I'm waiting for mine to reveal, I was like, let me see what I sold. I go down to what I sold. It was an alien. I was like, no fucking way. I was gutted for about 10 minutes, like thinking I let an alien into the bid. And then my wallet finally refreshed, and the same alien was in my wallet. And so, like me, B-Ways were like trying to figure it out for a couple minutes. We were hella confused on like what happened in the transaction. And And no, so this dude bought it from me for 93 Sol and then dumped it back to me, the same one, for 53 Sol.
What?
Yep.
How?
It was just some Sol like redacted that I don't know. We love the salami people now.
Oh man, so you nearly fumbled it, and you like this is
I
all
did fumble it.
pre-review.
I did fumble it. I'm never selling anything pre-reveal ever again. Like my thesis was I literally never pull anything nice off mint. And if I pull a rare, it's for literally a worthless project. It's for like, something that's like $8 to mint. And it's like, yo, this is fun. Let's, support an artist, run about 10 of them. Damn, pull a one of one. The project doesn't even have like 10 sales in the entire lifespan of it. It's crazy. And yeah, so it's like my first mint, always trash, always fucking trash. And it wasn't even like I was trying to sell it. I was trying to hold pre-review, right? I listed two above the floor, and it immediately sold. Like I don't even know how to describe like more immediate than like as soon as I clicked accept listing or like list it, the money
Yeah,
was in my
but it was
wallet.
out of there.
Yeah.
Like I get it, dude.
Yeah,
That is
so I did I did fumble it, and then it got dumped back into me at 40 sold cheaper than I sold it for.
man. Well, I mean, that's sick, and I don't know what else to say about it. The fact again, like there were only what 18, or no, there weren't even 18 aliens,
16.
16 aliens. Okay, so I mean, you got one, but when I say there were like only three others that were potentially rarer than that, so you got one of the top 19 out of the 1,000.
Not only that, like there's hidden Solana trades. And so this balloon is the rarest one apparently, 1 out of 50. So I think I probably did get the rarest alien in the collection.
Really? Woof. That's okay. So my question would be like, are you guys keeping these on Sol? Or are you going to bridge them back over to ETH? Like, what's the game plan?
I'm not fucking keeping this on Sol. What the fuck? I'm bridging it as soon as it's available.
Okay.
I'll keep like one, but I got because I pull I minted four of them, or I ended up with a total of four of them, and the other three were pretty much floors. So I'll keep maybe all three of those on Sol, but I'm not keeping the alien on Solana. Hell no. People are fumbling those already. They're listing them for like 400 Sol, and on ETH they're like 7 ETH is the floor right now.
So their math is terrible. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, no, people just yeah. I mean that blockchain amuses me.
So B-Ways, what about you, man? Like I saw that it was your first Sol, like big Sol mint with them with the panda, your first panda, I should say. How'd the reveal go for you?
Yo, guys. Good afternoon. Yeah, it was good. I like review. It was honestly, I don't really know the Panda collection intricacies as well as some others here, and including Rooster. But I think it's probably qualified as a floor. But I actually liked it a lot. If you go through my posts, you can find it somewhere. Post from last night. What I love about it has the Solana background and it has the Bitcoin eyes, which I thought was very cool. I don't think either of those. I think the background is all 1,000, but the eyes are maybe one of 50 or whatever it is. So nothing too crazily unique, but I feel like it's fitting for me at least. I've been spending a lot of time on Solana and rocking a ordinal PFP. So yeah, I like
He
it.
literally pulled himself. That is B-Ways in a panda. If you ever met B-Ways, you'd understand.
Yeah, I liked it, man. I'm happy to have minted something. I thought it was a lot of fun. Hey, but one quick point on Rooster's crazy sale there. Like if you look up that panda on Solana and Solscan, etc., or if you look it up on Tensor, actually the sale shows up before the listing. Funny enough, it was that fast. So it's kind of a weird glitch. God knows, it must have been super instant. So yeah, very very weird case. But big W for the Rooster.
but it worked out. I mean, and it obviously, like, that almost sounds like something Rooster where, back in the day, people would have said, oh, there was a guy who had access to the traits and he probably just sniped this gigafast because he knew that it was going to be that rare of a trait. But I mean, he immediately dispelled whatever type of rumor could have arisen from that because of the fact he fumbled it so quickly.
Dude, that's an interesting call. Maybe he did have access, and God knows how he got access, and then he was told,
Well,
just
there's
dump
no
it.
way, right? Because he would have held on to it. So that's the only thing that I'm thinking about. Back in the day, though, that's something where you could say, hey, that's somebody who had access to the sequence, who had an idea of what the trait was going to be, and that's why he did it. So as soon as it hit the chain, it was like, boom, sniped. But there's zero possible way that anybody could even go forward with that rumor, because if he did know that, then why would he fumble it for X% lower that quickly?
Yeah, the only hypothetical reason, and I think this is purely mental masturbation, by the way, at this point, but I think the only possible way is that he or she did have the metadata, but maybe part of the team, and then the team said, "Look, you're a clown. Just dump it to bits." So that we don't have any issues with this stuff. But I think that is just low probability. It's more likely just some bot that was miscalibrated, to be honest, in a very low liquidity environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe maybe they fucked up and was like, just buy the next listing when they sent it live, and then it dusted its money, and they're like, damn, I fucked it up. Let me dump everything.
It's probably Machi's alt, man.
Probably is, man. Just probably trying to lose money on it.
He's like, I need to farm some.
Bro, the space last night was cracking me up. I think the funniest thing was the way Frank's demeanor changed towards Machi now that he had like less than 40D gods. Like Frank, like he felt very smug, and Bags kind of called him out on it too. He was like, yeah, you're over there, like, no longer begging Machi, please don't dump my D gods. Like, what do I have to do?
Oh my goodness, you're kidding me right now.
It was a great fucking space.
Oh, shoot. And then I bet Frank was probably like, you wish that he had that many pandas to be able to dump back on you.
No, actually, it was funny. Machi was like, who's speaking right now? And he's like, oh, look, I'm blocked. So I guess Bags had Machi blocked from before.
Really?
Yeah, but he unblocked them, and yeah, they were all talking shit. Bags was off, battle of Class A Azul, so representing Pandas well there.
That's funny, man. I had some stuff going on last night, so I couldn't tune in. I did see that there was a space going on. I was actually planning on kicking up a quick late night, like super late night stream, but I fell asleep on the couch. I kid you not, I sat down on the couch. I guess it couldn't have been for more than 10 minutes. And then next thing you know, I woke up at 6 a.m. with like a crick in my neck. And I was like, shoot, I fell asleep down here. So didn't end up firing it up like I was hoping to. But I'll be out of town the next couple of days. I might have time for a quick stream a little bit later this afternoon. But realistically, I think next Sunday will probably be the next one that I'll be able to fire up. We'll see. No, but I mean, dude, my thing is, I love seeing that for the Pandas right now. It looks like they are going to slowly mint out. I don't think that they are yet, right? But, they're closing in on it.
There's like sorry, I was seeing if that would work. There's I think like 280 left, so pretty damn close. Bags said if they didn't mint out, he'd eat his dick on live television, so he's really trying to avoid that right now.
I mean, they'll end up getting there because at the end of the day, again, if any project has shown that they're okay with a slower mint out, it's the Pandas. So, don't really have any concerns from that perspective.
Yeah, I mean, not even that. They've already raised close to $1.5 million from the mint so far in this market. That's pretty impressive. Highest mint ever on Solana, I think, too. So yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be slow, right? Not many people have 80 clips of Solana or clips of 82 Solana just, waiting to mint the next Sol project, right? But so it's kind of expected. It'd be kind of cool though if it didn't mint out and then all of a sudden Solana becomes the lowest supply out of all the chains. That'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, there's only honestly been like a couple big Solana people I've seen, like make a bet on the Panda so far. Like Soul Big Brain, he made a post about him, and B-Ways is a Solana OG, so he's in now. B-Ways, are you still planning on firing a couple more?
Maybe, man. I mean, if I hadn't been liquidated yesterday in this in this pullback, then I would have probably definitely done it. And now I'm just considering what I'll do. Maybe if it gets down to like the last 50 or something like that, then I might snipe one or two more. I'll check it.
Yeah, man, that pullback yesterday was intense. I haven't seen a liquidation cascade like that in a minute. So,
bro, it was like almost 800 million within 30 minutes, including me and B-Ways. We were included in that. We won't tell you how many millions, but we were. Me and B-Ways were part of that 792 million that were liquidated. Yeah. But I doubled down and made it all back in one trade immediately after that. So we'll call it square market.
Okay, so we got Trader FMU up on the stage. I know I think you've tried to talk a couple times, man. Feel free to take the mic.
I just have one question. I don't know if you hear me. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I'm from the Netherlands. Let me introduce myself. From the Netherlands. I joined the Wonkies a long time ago. Still have them. Question is not Wonky related. It's about the macro markets, especially after the dump yesterday. What do you expect in the coming months?
What do I expect in the coming months?
Are you more bullish, sideways, or more bearish?
Dude, honestly, I think that the approach right now is more sideways than anything. Like, there's going to be some chop. We'll probably see a bit lower again, probably see a little bit higher. But like at the end of the day, man, the next 6 months leading up to the halving, the halving's in April, but I really think at least the next 6 months or so, because are going to be pretty sideways. And then leading up to April probably starts trending up a little bit, but I think you're going to get a lot of chop, man. And, usually with the chop, that leads to some time-based capitulation across some more alts. So I don't think that it's going to be something where it's an immediate turnaround. There's probably going to be some sectors that outpace others. In the meantime, some leading sectors. So there will be some opportunities scattered in, but I think it's one of those things, man, where like, seriously, we're in that stretch right now where it's boring. It's all about time-based capitulation, surviving, stacking the high conviction plays, and just seeing your way through to next year.
Okay. Thank you.
So that's my take on it, man, because, it gets tough. Like even if Bitcoin doesn't go down to 12K like Capo or somebody still says, like we could stay at 25K for 6 months and you'd have just as many people leave because they're so bored.
There's no way you think it's Capo. I mean, I could be wrong on this, but I think this is a Peep scenario. I'm pretty sure it's Capo. I could be the one wrong, but there's no way you think it's Capo.
It's probably Capo, but phonetically, I think Capo makes sense.
It's definitely Capo, yeah.
So, no, I've always said Capo.
Capo.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Peep?
Hey, I think Peep wasn't a huge leap as far as a phonetic pronunciation. So I'm not going to take any shit for that. You can come at me all day long, but I'm going to stand by it. And just to drive you crazy, because I think it drives you crazier than me, I'll say peep and continue to say peep proudly.
I love it for one. I love it.
No, it's great. I love it too. I actually wish I had some peep because it might be doing a lot better than the Pepe I hold.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's.
I think long-term Pepe is still good, even if it dumps.
Yeah, I mean, again, dude, I don't think anything right now is in the what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks mindset. Like that,
Nobody knows. I'm just saying my
a losing
opinion.
mindset at this point. You got to think further out.
There's also a lot of things happening in the world, like Russia's in war, US with the debt, China with the real estate deflation, and Netherlands is in a recession. So I don't know, man. Inflation is very high. I don't know what the markets will bring or do. I hope it's the same cycle over again, but I don't think it will be easy like the last cycle. It's my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about it, but that's what my gut's saying at this moment.
Well, I don't think your gut's too crazy, man. BTC Art, welcome up to the stage. Legend, what's going on?
Hey, love and light. Thank you. Good to be alive. Good to be around. Minted my first panda, by the way. Thank you, Rooster, for the help there. And thank you for no help a year ago, but now I'm grateful. Man, I got to share a quick story. Yesterday in the Room 110 Discord, I was so excited because I had taken a Magna call for a short on B&B. Like he just mentioned, like, I'm kind of using this as a hedge, like this B&B short. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like a reasonable, because I'm not trying to be King Degen right now. And it was one of those moments where you screenshot it and you put it in there. And it's 320.66%. So I know, like, okay, my rule is if I screenshot it, I gotta dump, right? Gotta sell it, take some profits. And I'm over the moon thinking, like, I have just become a trader. And I'm not a trader. I'm just not. And immediately after, I get a couple like, oh, nice. Then Vlad posts a 270.44 on BLZ. Magna posts a 718% on a short. And then Rooster's like, screw it. I'm going back in on Solana and I think he just kind of leveraged everything. Am I right, Rooster?
Yeah, that was. I tried to catch Pepe, got liquidated pretty quickly, and I was like, "Fuck it, here we go again." I doubled down on Solana and put my take profit at 100%, and we got some fucking green dildo. Just smacked my take profit line.
It was. I just want to say it was one of the most exciting days, like the most exciting 2 hours I've ever had in the Discord trading. And I was just like, one, I was thrilled because I'm like, haha, I'm gonna flex, 300 something percent. And then they come out 700, 400. This is epic. So I know it was a tough day, and I definitely don't want to laugh at people getting liquidated. That absolutely breaks my heart. But there's still fun to be had in the middle of all this, as long as you what's Magna say? Get in and out and wear protection.
Dude. You're actually up, man. It was an amazing day yesterday, man. despite liquidation. It was so much fun. Like it didn't work a single minute. I think the whole day I was in the office, but there was just so much going on. It was exciting. Happy for you, man. That was a great W.
It was after losing the first day we were in Nashville. B-Waves was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna sell. I think maybe it's time to sell D-Gods. They're like at 9, and I'm like, that's the dumbest thing ever. And then now I'm just held down to 3 or whatever, which is still fine. Which is still fine. You just gotta take your friend's advice when they know what's up. You gotta lean on the people who have the experience, right?
Yeah, I won't lie. Like Eddie, whenever we had him up here a couple weeks back, did drop some decent alpha about bringing up the space and just something to consider with the mint, where he was shorting it.
I completely ignored him because I was already drinking in Nashville. But it's been a lot of you were there. I remember my first.
But I mean, I think that happens too over time, right? Like it's one of the things where, I think if you've got a longer term mindset about some projects like that, like I don't think that the gods are going to go away. So I don't think it's one of those things where, unless you were planning and you were trading that like as a swing trade and you were planning on getting out and you needed that capital for something, then that hurts. But it's one of those things, if you bought it and you were just planning, you like the community and you think it's something that, hey, you can hold for a couple of years. I really think that it's one of those things where at the end of the day, you'll look back and say, okay, wasn't a terrible decision after all.
100%. And I got caught in, I don't know what you would call it, but when you only hold one, you just look at a project differently, right? It's like, I think you should always have multiples, and I'm starting to learn this in the NFT game that multiples are a sign of.
Yeah, in the non-fungible world.
Yes, in the non-fungible world. Anyway, I don't want to occupy the space. I just want to tell you guys I love you and I appreciate you and love the vibes. So many good vibes, and just appreciate it. And hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Stonks are inevitable. Probably going to go grab that guppy that nobody has picked up for some reason in just a little bit. Because that's crazy.
What's it listed at?
0.8, I think.
Guppy season.
All right, so he's dropped some alpha for the crowd.
ETH is down. Some guppies being a yuppie.
So you heard it here first. And also, again, I'm going to remind everybody, check out that Mountain Guy thread. Show it some love if you haven't already. We've got 50-something people in the space. There are only 41 likes on that tweet. I think it was a really solid thread.
Bro, that was a beast thread. That was
fired me up.
I question the part of the thread where he does the art, and he does the most plain stonks there are. Art is subjective, so sure, but didn't even throw a wonky one in there. That's the only. I
actually, dude, I love that though because it shows to me, different taste in it. Again, it's not something where it's the run of the mill, everybody having the exact same taste, the exact same thing. It shows the diversity in the art where people love different things about the collection. And I think that's one of the things that's unique about it, right? Is that
sure. But I feel like you're obligated to throw in at least one wonky.
Are you though? Ribbon. Are you?
Ribbon.
Yes.
That's
the thing I think I love about it is the fact he did it.
I disagree.
Somebody post that up top.
You can have your opinions.
It's posted up top. BTCR, it's the first or it's the last pin tweet from Mountain.
Somebody text me a link.
Bro, how much of a boomer are you?
10 times more than you can imagine. I love you guys.
bro, I love you. Go to the top of the space. You're going to figure this out. I'm going to teach a man to fish before I hand him the fish in this scenario. It's right beneath the title, like near the top of the tab. If you've got your spaces pulled up, you can do this. I believe in you. I'm going to check your feed a little bit later, make sure it's done.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Woo!
But no, I do believe you're entitled to your own opinion. You can still be wrong though. Like you tell me this guy's green, like sure, like you're entitled to think that, but it's not. Like you are obligated to throw in at least one wonky gradient ribbon on there. I mean, I guess he kind of did on the first page with the banner, but I would like to see it in the art portion of the thread.
Yeah, well, I mean, just redo the thread yourself, Reister. Like, show them what needs to be done.
But sometimes I get these like short bursts of like, I should write a thread about this, and then I get three in, like like three pieces in, and I lose like all inspiration. I was like, never mind. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore, and I'll just delete it.
Yeah. What I'm interested in today, we'll finally get the friend tech points dropping. We'll see how that ends up going, because I'm really curious to see whether or not there actually is some type of tiered system with it. Like where you can farm points in different ways, what the real mechanics of it are. Whether we'll be able to calculate that, or if there'll be any insight at all as to how to earn more points, or if it'll just be like, oh, you participated in the app, like you had X amount of invite codes that were used, like boom, there you go, and everybody gets the same. Because I think if you really, really, really want to, incentivize people to farm, and farming is engagement, right? Farming is people actually using the app in this scenario. Then you have to have some type of tiered way based on usage and other metrics to really get people to do that. Like Blur is a masterclass in that.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, look at this week though. You have the bids are gone on Blur. They're gone. Pretty much
Blur, I
most
see
people
Blur is
pulled
a
out.
masterclass, but Blur, shot themselves in the foot because they gave no timeline whatsoever, right? Like they did incredible in season one. In season one, it paid off, with what they did. Season two started off strong until they just left this carrot dangling out there for the longest period of time, and just keep moving the goalposts back, man, to where as
molded.
prices continue to decline, eventually, these farmers are like, well, I've got to cut my losses because there's no end in sight to this. And how many more L's can you eat for the potential of an airdrop? Whenever the airdrop is one, so far out there, and two, becoming worth less and less by the day.
Yeah, I think it's at like 20 something cents right now.
And
Which
it's going to go way low. Honestly, like Blur is something that, like, talking about shorts, I see no reason why anybody would be long on Blur for an extended period of time, because they're going to continue to have huge amount of supply that's introduced over the next couple of years. At least the next 6 months, because I'm assuming season two, like, God forbid they wait any longer, but I'm assuming it'll end in the next 6 months. So you're going to have a huge supply introduction. The NFT market's just not in this state where the farmers aren't farming the way they used to. So like, what is the incentive for somebody to really go out there and stack this huge Blur bag? What's going to be the thing that really tilts it on its axis? So I don't know. Like, talking about other longer term things that'll probably go lower, like Blur as a token probably will too, sadly.
yeah, I mean, what the fuck does it even do? It's a useless governance token.
Yeah.
Like they're the only reason for that. Blur should have done their first airdrop and was like, "Here's your bear market stimmy, woohoo! Everybody's happy," and like cut it at that, right? Instead of playing this game, yeah, just like you were saying, dangling the carrot out until it ended up getting moldy.
Yeah,
Now nobody
exactly.
wants the fucking carrot anymore. Like, and yeah, and then now you have OpenSea just decimating all creator royalties,
Yeah.
fumbling their first mover advantage that they had by like 2 years, which is crazy. I mean, that's absolutely crazy.
And I don't get
And
what their end goal with that is too, where they like, do they actually think it's going to make that much of a volume difference for them as far as bringing people over at this point? I actually think it does the exact opposite, because if you're talking about like exclusivity and all that type of stuff, there was an advantage to being able to launch exclusively with them versus, some other type of platform. And I really just think that shoots them in the foot as far as giving them the edge that they did have. And, for what at this point?
yeah, and I mean, honestly, it's kind of like possibly potentially maybe a good thing in the long run, right? Because it's quickly and effectively weeding out the projects that were pretty much purely royalty dependent,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
And they weren't really doing anything. So maybe that discourages more ship projects to just dump on the market. I doubt it though. In the next bull market, we'll probably see the exact same thing play out again, just in a larger form. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting market out there. Nobody wants NFTs. Your coins are down. Everything's down. Survive till 25.
That's it, man. Survive till 25. Um, I think that's actually not a bad place to end it. Like, wonky stonks are inevitable. We're going to survive, keep churning. Again, it's one of those things where if any of the other points were the main point of this project, weren't about the history, the vibes, the community, everything else, we wouldn't be here today. So the stonks are going to survive one way or the other. And, they are inevitable. So, again, happy to celebrate your success with that mint with you, Rooster. Love seeing that for you. And really wish the best for everybody else through the volatility we've had the past couple days. I know it's not easy, but it's all about that, zooming out and seeing the big picture. So love you guys, and we'll be back here, for episode number 79 next week around the same time, same place.
And real quick before we go,
Yeah,
Aries would be
yeah.
remiss if I didn't say anything. But he made a tweet a couple days ago. Just a reminder for everybody: the double day of the Wonky Stonks 2-year anniversary lies on 80's 40th birthday, and he wants to rage in Vegas. Kaleo's buying the drink, so everybody pull
Yeah,
up.
I don't know where the hell that part of the tweet came out, but that is not accurate. There's no bar tab. Not in the middle of a bear market. You want the stocks to continue to survive.
Bro, they have a short button too. You can go short in the market.
Yeah, well, anyway. So, but yeah, no, I mean, so 80's is doing something for his 40th, right around the 2-year, and completely forgot to bring that up as well. So appreciate you shouting that out.
Yeah, his birthday's on the mint date, on the anniversary. So it will be the exact same day. It's going to be awesome. It's good to hear you guys. And wonky stonks are inevitable. It is actually quite obvious. So have a great weekend, everyone, as well.
All right, y'all, take it easy.